Good morning. Don't mind the minions. They're, just hanging around. I am this morning sitting here doing some photo retouching from the film albums I just got back. That's physical film, 35mm that I had processed. I do take those now and again because it's quite interesting, but it takes a while. I say it takes a while. It takes a while for me to get my act together and send them to Burnley where they get processed. But on the basis that I sent them on Thursday and I got them back last night, which was Friday night, it's not too bad, really, is it? I'm just uploading them and marvelling at the Olympics and what the British athletes have achieved so far. As of this morning, I think we're on 24 golds or something amazing. Women's hockey last night was incredible. So we need to decide to do something that's more constructive than me sitting on a sofa surrounded by minions. That will happen shortly.
Welcome to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlog.
It's Sunday and we're in the what remains of BHS. You can buy all of their fixtures and fittings. It's now basically half empty. Cash trousers, 80% off. Notice they're not trousers. Really isn't a lot. Apparently it's closed in 8 days. Good work, Phillip Green. Really screwed this one properly. I'm just coming up to Tavistock Square. Try saying that after a day's work. Just having a look at potential new office space for USP. Just wandering back, trying to work out what my journey in would be in the morning. Good morning / afternoon. It's just gone midday. It's another stunning day, but the best thing about today is I don't have to go to work, except maybe this evening, but we don't know yet. So it's 29 degrees again, but this time I won't be stuck in a basement. I might actually go out and make the most of it. It is possible that I'll end up somewhere in Carshalton this evening filming some people judging the Drinks Awards, which is as awesome as it sounds. It's also possible that I won't, because they might not be able to get everyone together quickly enough, i.e. they cannot organise a piss up in a brewery. So what we're making here is a West Indian curry. Some nice bits of chicken on the bone. They've been marinating overnight in a mix of curry powder, some chilies, some shallots and some garlic and what have you. It's been in the bag overnight. And then I'm going to fry them off here and then chuck them in the slow cooker with some tomatoes and some water and let it cook for about 5 or 6 hours. And it's amazing. You can only imagine how good this is. The temperature is quite remarkable, to be honest. It's well over 30 in the sun. It's probably about 30 in the shade at the moment. It is like being in Gran Canaria. That said, usually we're in Gran Canaria in November, but still it is, in the tropics and a small island with beaches all around, whereas this is, southwest London nearing September, so it's not doing badly. In the last couple of videos you may have noticed I've had some sound problems with the iPhone and I can't quite work out what's causing them. It may be the phone overheating and then failing to record the audio at the same frame rate as the video and getting out of sync, which is very annoying. I've yet to find a solution, so I'm just going to have to keep an eye on the videos as I shoot them to make sure there's actually sound that you can hear and not just blip 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 blip. So I've come into Kew to see who else is here to suffer the blistering heat. It's quite remarkable. I can't remember being in Kew on a day quite so warm. It's very nice though. I should never complain about British summer when it finally turns up. And school holidays, so everyone's happy. Do you know the best thing about Kew? It's all the Pokemon everywhere. Literally, the gardens are littered with Pokemon. Only in very particular places, but there's loads of them. I'm joking, that's not the best thing about Kew. But I do wonder, some people come in here and they're clearly Pokemoning, and it's £16 a ticket to get in. So unless you live nearby, that's an expensive Pokemon. Nonetheless, you can, so I'm not going to stop you. My feeling is I have no problem with people playing Pokemon. It seems great. My problem is that the interface looks like crap. It looks like it was designed by a 12-year-old in some IT project. So you want to play any video game, I'm fully behind you, but this one just looks terrible. I've genuinely picked the hottest part of the hottest day to go out. It's madness. Lucky I brought a water bottle with me. So my drinks awards filming has now moved from this evening to Friday evening, because what more do you want to do on a Friday evening than film other people drinking? So that's what I will be doing in a couple of days. In the meantime, I'm gonna crawl back to the flat and hide, because although it's beautiful out, it's slightly too warm to actually walk. Morning. I'm having to go in slightly early today. One of the sessions starts half an hour earlier than normal, and then I'm staying slightly later because the football ramble is on this evening, so I will be done at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to have 11 hours of unprecedented joy in the studio. I'm not going to spend the whole time in the studio. That's how you drive yourself crazy. If you have a room that doesn't have a window to the outside world, and you don't leave it all day, trust me, by the end of the day, your mind will be gone. So the trick is to break it up a little bit, which is what we'll be doing today. Afternoon, I'm a little more awake now. Canon have just announced a new camera, which I think is awesome, and I can't afford to buy because it's £3.5 grand. So I'm both overjoyed and desperately sad at the same time. But in all honesty, the equipment I buy for my job, it doesn't come around very often. And I tried to buy the last camera before I went freelance to try and, when I had steady income essentially to deal with the massive outgoings. But I've been waiting to buy a new laptop for nearly 2 years now, but Apple haven't run a proper update on the MacBook Pro in nearly 2 years. So I'm still waiting. Your turn, Apple. Get on with it. Damn, that was a long train. That was only the last half, maybe less. I'm at Camden. I'm just waiting for a train home. My long day's finished, but tomorrow's another equally long day because I'm starting at 9:30 in Teddington and I'm finishing at 9:30 only in Sittingbourne. Don't ask why. It's a long story. And it'll be a long day, but I'll be very happy when it's done. So today is National Burger Day, but despite all that, I haven't had a burger, so that's very disappointing. In fact, I'm probably just going to go and get Chinese. I feel bad. As a big supporter of burgers, I feel I should have tried harder, but it wasn't to be. Timings have worked against me, and the appropriate burger restaurants will not be open when I get anywhere near them. So Chinese it is. So here we are. I'm just coming back from Teddington. This is Teddington Lock. I decided I was going to walk back. Now the reason I was in Teddington is because I had a little RHP working group. I'm just starting, first meeting today. Very early stages of something that could be quite exciting, but time will tell. That's all I'm prepared to say at the moment. On the way I passed this sign. Now there's a lot of questions I have about this. The first and most obvious question is, what the hell is a dog Olympics? I mean, really? And also, it's in September, so it clashes with the Paralympics. Nobody's thought this through. Obviously, it's not a real Olympics, and it's a bit of fun. I say obviously because it's dogs, and dogs can't compete in the real Olympics. Plus, it's the Teddington Dog Olympics. It's not even the national or international Dog Olympics, which is very disappointing. The thing I would say is, having worked through some media stuff through the 2012 Olympics, as you might remember, in London, the organising committee of whichever Olympic Games it happens to be, and the IOC are unbelievably strict about how you use certain things. One is the word Olympic. I mean, you basically can't use it unless they explicitly say so. And secondly, the rings, the Olympic rings, you cannot use those without express consent. So I fear that the Teddington Dog Olympics is probably going to be mired in a world of legal trouble. Let's just hope the ISC don't watch my vlogs. I think that's unlikely, but you never know. There's no Teddington Dog Olympics here, not least because I've crossed the river and I'm now in Ham. Anyway, good luck to all the dog Olympians taking part. I should copyright me, incidentally, that term. Yeah. And if you're not taking part and you live near Teddington and you have a dog, what the hell are you doing with your life? Get involved. Get involved in the Teddington Dog Olympics on the 11th of September. I don't know where there's more details or why you'd want to do it, but there we go. That's everything I have on the Dog Olympics. Now let's move on. I thought it'd be nice to walk back because the weather's amazing, and obviously it was started at 9:30, so I couldn't walk in, so I'm going to walk home instead, make the most of it. Get a walk in before this evening's Kent extravaganza. So the reason I'm going to Sittingbourne this evening is that it is the judging for the Drinks Awards, which is what I was supposed to be doing on Wednesday night, but it got moved. It was, you might remember, I don't know if I said. If I did say, then you might remember it was near Carshalton originally, but they couldn't get all the judges there. So it's been moved to, obviously very, very close to Carshalton is Sittingbourne in Kent. So I've got to be there for 7:30 this evening, somebody's house. I don't know what Drink Awards judging looks like. I imagine it might look like drinking. And yes, that happens for 2 hours this evening and then I come back. So it's 2 hours to Kent, 2 hours filming and 2 hours back. But, you know, why not? Why wouldn't you want to go to Sittingbourne? I've got most of the day to myself now though, so I'm just going to enjoy it. And then this evening we'll get to see somewhere I've never seen before, inside of some random person's house. So I walked through the whole of Ham and I only saw 4 German cars, which is very disappointing. By that I mean cars with German registration plates. There's a reasonably, please forgive the flickering, there's a reasonably large German population in Ham. There's a German school and there's 3 German shops out of a total of about 8 shops. And I don't know why, but I'll look up why there is such a large German population there, but I think it's pretty awesome, so it's always a good diversion. And now I'm walking back along the river past Petersham into Richmond. Before I walk through Petersham Meadows in the blazing hot heat because there's no shade, I'll show you the Petersham Hotel. It's up on the hill. Has a view along the Thames here, which you can't quite see, but it's along the tree line. Petersham is one of the places we're looking at as possible accommodation before and after the wedding. That should be rather good. The view is exceptional. Side note, the prices might be exceptional as well.
Isn't that long? You better get planning.
Got to get the fella, hasn't she?
I've got my goddaughter's back.
So that's literally it. I was on the train for 5 hours and watched some people drinking for an hour. That was my evening. So it's all done and dusted. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the views of the Kent countryside. I'll see you next week.